Hi, my name is Sara Sawer. I'm a registered dietitian and the Nutrition, Health, and Wellness Agent for K-State Research and Extension, Sedgwick County. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you were able to watch the kickoff video and watch us make some yummy recipes. If you weren't, be sure to look on the YouTube channel to see how we made hummus, tabbouleh, and tzatziki sauce. Tonight we are going to make 2 entrees, a salad, and a snack. I encourage you to pick one of these recipes and prepare this week. These recipes are nutrient-dense foods and a great way to add variety into your everyday eating. So the first recipe we're going to make tonight is called Tuscan white bean soup. This recipe serves 6. It's a great source of protein, fiber, and those heart-healthy fats. This recipe could be served nicely with a side salad to make it a complete meal. So let's get started. You will need 4 carrots cut into 1-inch pieces, 1 large onion diced, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, 1/4 teaspoon of Greek seasoning, 1/4 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 4 tablespoons tomato paste, 2 15-ounce cans of cannellini beans, 4 cups low-sodium chicken stock, and 4 cups of fresh spinach. The very first thing we're going to do before we start cooking is wash our hands for 20 seconds with warm, soapy water. So I'm going to start by adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my pot. I'm not going to turn on the stove just yet. Next, I'm going to wash the carrots and then peel them, making sure to remove any bad spots. Then I'm going to remove the ends of the carrots and then cut them into 1-inch pieces and put them in my pan. Next, I'm going to cut up my onion. I like to cut it in half and then remove the skin. Then I add the onions to the pot and I saute my onions and carrots until they're soft. Once soft, I'm going to add the remainder of the ingredients, which include oregano, basil, the Greek seasoning, dried rosemary, tomato paste, cannellini beans, and low-sodium chicken stock, and simmer for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I check to see if the liquid is reduced and slightly thickened. If so, I add the spinach and simmer for 5 more minutes. The Tuscan white bean soup serves 6. This is a good source of protein and fiber, as well as those heart-healthy fats. If you're making this meal, you could add a nice salad to go with it. So while we're waiting for the soup to finish cooking, we're going to go ahead and start our Greek salad. This recipe makes as you like. For recipe number 3, we are going to prepare seared salmon. Cooking fish can seem like a daunting task, but it's actually really easy and a great way to break up the monotony of weekly dinners. So we're going to start with searing some fish. Searing is an easy and delicious way to prepare fresh and frozen fish fillets. So for this recipe, you will need 2 3 to 5 ounce salmon fillets with the skin on. If you're using frozen salmon, thaw it in the refrigerator and pat dry before cooking. A pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. So I'm going to turn my skillet to medium heat, and I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in my pan. Once heated, I'm going to place the salmon fillet in the skillet, skin side down, and cook for about 6 minutes. Now I left the skin on for a reason. It helps hold it together so that when we're cooking the fish, it doesn't fall apart. You can choose to eat the skin or not. It's certainly edible, but some people choose not to. So let's get a little seasoning on our salmon. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and you will notice that I hold my hand up high and let the salt snow down on the salmon so I don't get too much in one area. Then I add a little bit of pepper as well. After 6 minutes, I flip the salmon fillet and cook for another 6 minutes. Once the time is up, I check to make sure the internal temperature reaches 145 degrees. The seared salmon makes 2 servings. Pair your seared salmon with vegetables and whole grains for a complete meal. For this recipe, I added the Greek salad and a serving of bulgur to go with it. This recipe is an excellent source of protein as well as heart-healthy fats. So for our last recipe, we're going to make rosemary chili walnuts. This is an easy and delicious way to add flavor to your snack. You can choose any nut and any herb you prefer. For this recipe, you will need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a half a pound or approximately 2 cups of walnuts, 3 3-inch sprigs of fresh rosemary. Be sure to remove the leaves and chop. 1 teaspoon crushed chili flakes. Use more or less depending on your desired level of heat, and a half teaspoon of salt. I'm going to start by washing the rosemary and patting it dry with a paper towel. Then I will remove the leaves and chop. Then I set it aside for later. Next, I put my skillet on medium heat and I go ahead and heat the olive oil. When the olive oil is heated, I add the walnuts, making sure to stir to coat the walnuts with the oil. Next, I add the rosemary leaves, crushed chili flakes, and salt and toss to coat the walnuts. I'm going to cook over medium heat, making sure to stir almost constantly for 15 minutes so that the walnuts don't get too brown. This recipe serves 8 people, and a serving size is 1/4 cup. Make a large batch with your favorite nuts and herbs for a great grab-and-go snack throughout the week. This is a good source of fiber, protein, and heart-healthy fats. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation and also how to make these recipes. I hope that this is something that you will be able to apply to your everyday life. Thanks for joining us.